Hey guys, it's me Zain, and today we're gonna talk about succulents and bringing in succulents for the winter time if you have harsh winters. Okay guys, so in this video I thought I'm gonna talk about this topic of succulents, and if you are growing succulents and living on an area which has these temperatures below zero, well actually in the temperate zones when you have harsh winters with real snowfall and freezing temperatures and ice and stuff like that, and not that kind of part of the earth where you have good weather all year long. Well, I envy you, but if you live in these places where succulents has to be grown in pots, so they are movable, you have to bring them back inside when the winter is actually striking on your place and you have colder and colder temperatures. So the basic average temperature rule for succulents is like, okay, not all succulents, because there is a pretty good amount of frost hardy succulents, for example the sempervivums, some kind of sedums, also the saxifraga, and well, what else, the jovibarbas or jovibarbas or whatever. Well, they can just live happily under the 0 Celsius, and in some minus something degrees Celsius they can live happily and they will enjoy that, and there is no harm done to them. But well, the majority of succulents, well, they don't really like these temperatures, so we have to bring them back inside, or we have to shelter them so these freezing temperatures won't affect them and won't cause any damage to them. So for example, here is my, what is that? Agave Victoria Reginae, and I really like it. It's just super beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's super beautiful, and I actually learned the name of these white stripes on the leaf, which marks the place when the previous leaf was actually sticked together with this leaf, and when they split up they leave these markings. I actually know the name, or actually learned the name of this trait, which is really beautiful, but I actually forgot the name, so whatever, I'm not even talking about this, just bluffing. So for example, here's my Agave Victoria Reginae. This one needs protection as well. Also, here is my Echeveria something, I don't even know the name of this one, this is just a no ID Echeveria, and it's really tiny. I propagated this one from a single leaf, and right now I have these tiny little rosettes growing there. So these kinds actually need the protection. If temperatures below 0 would hit these plants, well, some of the succulents actually can tolerate that for a really short period of time, but some won't tolerate it and will show cold damage right away when the cold was hitting the plant. Okay, so if you have to bring inside your succulent, well, the first thing you have to actually look out for is the weather forecast, because, well, the basic average temperature rule for succulents is 5 degrees Celsius. Above 5 degrees Celsius they're good to go, they will live happily ever after. But if the temperatures will go below that, some won't enjoy that, some will actually tolerate it for a short period of time. But if you don't want to hassle with all these different species and stuff like that, the 5 degrees Celsius rule is a pretty good rule, I think, and you have to keep your eye on the weather forecast if there's gonna be below or above 5 degrees Celsius outside. So well, in my area we had the first frostish kind of temperatures right now, but since I'm keeping my succulents in, well, near the house and in a garden with full of trees and houses and stuff like that, the temperature is always a little bit higher than these freezing temperatures, just a few degrees Celsius. So they were okay to go until the weather forecast was telling me that there's gonna be some light frost in the morning time. So right now I had to move my succulents inside. But here comes another tricky part. You know, we have these houseplants, we are keeping them outside in the summertime, they really enjoy hot weather and warmth and a lot of moisture and stuff like that. And when you have to bring them inside, Well, they get the room temperature, and the room temperatures are actually perfect for them. They're okay to go, and they will live happily ever after, and next summer they can again go outside. It's something else with succulents. If you want to mimic the natural environment of succulents, you have to actually think about what they experience in nature. And in the nature they don't really experience that like these tropical houseplants experience, because these tropical areas have a constantly warmish weather, let's say. But succulents, well, some succulents, the most of them, can experience these colder winter temperatures when they experience the winter rest, which you shouldn't confuse with dormant period, because dormant period and winter rest is something completely different. And if you want to know more about this topic, click on the info card in the corner somewhere and you will find there a video which I think is very important to watch because it's different. You really want to think about giving an actual winter rest to your succulents, because the winter rest will actually ensure them to know which season it is and what do they have to do and stuff like that. Some of the people which are living in these tropical areas cannot provide these winter rest temperatures. And also some of the people which are just bringing their succulents inside and don't have a special place where there can be like colder temperatures than the average room temperature. Like for example, you won't live in a home with constant like 10 degrees Celsius in the rooms. So there are some people which cannot do that for their succulents, these winter rest temperatures. Now you have two options: providing the winter rest temperatures and not. If you cannot do that, don't do it. Your succulent actually won't die from that, most probably. Well, some can die because there are some plants which really need this colder temperature, the cold effect in the winter time, so it can actually bloom or continue to live. And most of them need the winter rest to bloom. But if you cannot provide these temperatures, well, the plant will experience constant warmth and it will think it's summer, right? It's a very long summer and it's everything is good, so it can grow. The thing is with this one that succulents have this little system in them. They need lots and lots of light if the temperatures are warm. And when the temperatures get colder and colder, the need for light is also lower and lower, since with the temperatures the growth rate will be slower and slower as well. So we can see this pattern here: less temperature, lower amounts of light. More temperatures, higher temperatures, more and more light and sunshine. Well, with this thing we can do a little trick with succulents. If you have a place in your home, in your garden, a shelter place, whatever, where you can keep the temperatures above 5 degrees Celsius, but they will experience not enough, well, let's say succulent light, so lots of light, it's not gonna be too much of a problem, because in these lower temperatures they won't grow that fast, so they can actually tolerate less sun and they won't get etiolated. Check the info card about etiolation, it's a very good video. So they won't have these stretched out stems if they experience less light in lower temperatures. But if you have to bring them inside on the room temperatures, it's gonna be a little bit of a trouble, because if you have a south facing window, you have to put all your succulents right next to the window to get the most light that you can give them, because since the room temperatures are nearly like summer temperatures, they are spring and autumn temperatures, and in spring and autumn they like to grow. So in these temperatures, in room temperatures, they want to get the right amount of light, so that means that's a lot of light. So if you put them really close to the window, they can experience a little bit of colder temperatures, since from the window colder temperatures can a little bit come in, because you know, isolation and stuff like that. If you have poor isolation, there's gonna be more cold temperature coming in, but whatever, that's a different topic. So in these room temperatures, highest light possible, that's what you have to give them. In winter time with succulents, you can easily experience stretchiness and legginess, because if you bring them outside into these room temperatures, they will still think they have these warm weather, so they need lots of light. So they want to have those amounts of light. What is that, rotting or not? I'm not sure. I hope it's not rotting. So maybe you have to walk that extra mile for your succulent. If you can't provide colder temperatures, there is another way. You cannot provide colder temperatures, but then you have to provide lots and lots of light. And you can easily do that by buying I don't know, LED fixtures or grow lights or something like that. And if you buy that and they are in the window getting the highest light possible, plus the light fixtures that you bought, that's gonna be perfect for your succulents. But you really need to think about that. If you will have enough light, if you are having warm temperatures, or if you are giving the right amount of light in the colder temperatures, if you don't have that much light hitting the plant. Here comes my example. When I'm bringing in succulents, I'm not bringing them right inside the house. We have the double pane windows, and well, between the double pane windows there is no room temperature. Outside freezing temperature, inside room temperature, and these two kinds of environments gonna be neutralized between the two panes, so it's gonna be the perfect environment for my succulents. I actually measured in rare cases if there is like a very strong freezing temperature outside, it can go below 5 degrees Celsius, but in that case I just opened the window a little bit just for more room temperature to actually have their way inside these in between those double pane windows, so I can actually regulate the temperature there a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. So they are not inside, they are between double pane windows, and since they are in the window, these windows are east facing, I think. My windows are facing the sunrise, so it's east facing, I'm not sure right now. You know, English. They have colder temperatures, they have less amounts of light, but they survive and they do good. So that's the environment of my succulents, which they experience in the winter time. Okay, and there's one more thing when bringing in succulents. You have to check for pests and stuff like that. So when you bring your succulents inside, it's actually a good idea to clean the pots and stuff like that, and also clean the plant. And very important, it's a very good idea to actually clean the plant from these old dried leaves, because in between those leaves, that's the perfect, luxurious, glorious home for all the pests, which can cause a lot of harm to your plant. So if you don't remove them, there is a high chance you will bring inside pests, and you don't want that. So if you are bringing your succulents inside, remove those old leaves. I always have pests even if I remove old leaves, because it's impossible to get rid of mealybugs when I'm bringing them in. And also I don't like to remove all the dead leaves because I think they are nice, but that's a different topic and that's my stupidity. But you know, this is the main idea. Remove everything, clean everything, so your succulents will be clean when they come inside, so they won't be risks to your whole collection. So that's one more thing when you're bringing your succulents inside. And after that you bring them in, you have to actually change your summer care into the winter care when there is lots of things different, for example watering and stuff like that, but I have videos about that, so you can check that out. So I think this is my video for today. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, click on the like button, also click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the bell button so you will get notifications if I upload a video. And this is the first time I didn't have to say it like twice, because I always butchered this sentence with the bell button thingy, but whatever. You can also subscribe to my other channel and you can follow me on Instagram. You can leave comments down in the comment section below, and see you next time. Bye guys!